David Brown 780 engine update. I'll turn the camera around, show you what we've been doing. We're back in Matt's secret garage, Matt the engine builder. And today we're building the cylinder head. We're going to put that together and then hopefully tomorrow morning bolt it onto the block. And as much as we can do here is done. Then we've got to go back to the tractor and put it on the chassis, put the oil pump in, diesel pump, sump, etc., all the ancillaries, and then hopefully get it running. So I'll show you what we've done. We've got all three pistons in at last after the disasters we've had with the piston rings, and I've just put the oil seal in the timing gear cover, which has been refurbished. We've got the timing gears on. We've got it number one piston to top dead center on compression stroke, and I don't know if you can see or not, there's two little timing dots there, one there, one there. They're in the right place, and that one on the end of the crankshaft, it lines up with that one there, which is correct. So that's in the right place. Just made a little gasket for there because the kit didn't supply it. So that's on there. I'm just going to trim that edge off there, make that fit on that. And then that's going to go in. That slides inside there. But there is a procedure to timing that up as well, which we've got to have a look in the book for. We'll work that out. And then over on the other bench, Matt's doing the cylinder head. And we're going to drop that on tomorrow morning. This is the offending article. All been cleaned. It's just got a coating of WD on to stop it flash rusting with the atmosphere. Valve seats have been ground in, so we're going to put the valves in, lap them in with a bit of paste, put the springs on, build all that up, hopefully get everything back in, and then it's just a matter of slotting that on the engine block. So what's happening here then, you may ask? Well, what's happening here is Matt is using a bit of grinding paste and an old wooden stick that he's got off the end of his bow and arrow from when he was little, and he's using it to lap the valves in using the grinding paste on the two metal faces of the cylinder head and the valve seat, so that it creates a nice tight seal. It's a very fine paste and it just creates that perfect seal, and he's just spinning it between his hands. He got that from his bushcraft days. And he's making a seal. So it's rinse and repeat on the other valves. Just apply a little more grinding paste. We're on the second exhaust valve now, and in it goes. And that's the last one going in, the last inlet valve, and then we're moving on. Exciting times now. We're putting the cylinder head stud bolts back in one at a time. They've all been cleaned up and we're just running them in, ready for the head to go on a bit later on. Cylinder head, we've got valves in and the valve caps on the exhaust, but we need a compressor, which I forgot to bring, spring compressor, to put these little collets in on the intakes. So we're going to have to do that tomorrow. So we've got the new 2 core plugs in as well. They're in the end. So apart from putting those collets in tomorrow, that's done. Then that'll get plonked on the block, and we'll carry on. We've cleaned the caps up and everything. So we'll resume that tomorrow. That's the old double nut routine to get the studs in. That's the release routine to get them off. Get that. Done that before, haven't you? Just cleaning the cylinder head bolts up on the wire wheel. Make them like new again. Matt's cleaned the head bolts. We've got some washers here, but we seem to have got one missing, so we're going to hunt high and low for that. I've just rebuilt the speedo for the speedo cable. That's the housing. I've just cleaned all that thread up there, got that freed off, stripped all that down. That slides in and mates up with the camshaft to get its timing, its power off. So that's all ready for the speedo cable. I've also installed the cylinder block water drain. That's all freed off, been refurbished, and Matt's got the rocker arm assembly in bits, and he's going through that and cleaning all that up, all the adjusters and tappets. And then I think that's about it for today. Right, it's cylinder head time, and we've got the valves in and the collets. All the valves have been lapped and ground in. We've replaced the exhaust studs, they've gone in, we've cleaned them all up. And look at this. Snazzy gasket time. So that's it, the studs are in, and we're just about to lift the cylinder head onto the engine block for the first time in 3 years. That's it, that's it. The marriage is complete. Look at that. So what we're doing now is putting the head bolts in place with a little bit of anti-seize compound. Right, we're torquing the cylinder head bolts down now, obeying the sequence that's in the book. It's 30 foot-pound first tighten. Then we'll go around them again at 60 foot-pound, and then we'll finish them off at 90 foot-pound.
Around again to see where we go a bit more.
Do they?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So we're just nipping them up again. We've been round it twice with the torque settings. We've done 30 first, then 60 foot-pound, and we're just resting the engine now before we do the final torque down of 90 foot-pound, and then that's the cylinder head bolted on. Then we're going to move on to fitting the rocker arm, rocker shaft, and the push rods, etc., and then try and set the gaps. Just putting a bit of lube on here. ready for the little swivel caps that sit on the exhaust valves. So that's one fitted. That's two fitted. And the last one. Injector stud going in, that one came out when we stripped it, so we've cleaned that up and put that back in. We're on to the finishing touches. Using the old double nut procedure again to put the stud in. And that's in. So what we're doing now is just setting the lash on the rocker arm, and it should be 7th thou on the exhaust, which we're doing, and 10th thou of an inch on the inlet. And Matt's just nipping that up now. We've just got the last inlet to do on cylinder 3. Little mark, so we've done it. And then we'll spin it over and make sure everything opens and closes as it should. So this is the last inlet valve at the back. 10th thou. Gauge is in. And that's it. And that's them all done. So that should turn over now then, should it? And all be hunky-dory. Feel compression. Yeah.
I thought you were just doing it for your video.
Look at that. She's all bolted up, torqued down, rockers on, lashes set, covers on temporarily because we've got some more work to do inside. Injectors have got to go in, but we've left them out. We don't want to get them dirty. We're just going to hook it up now and try and lift it off the bench and get it in the back of the van. And it's going back to the farm to be installed on the chassis. Right, it's on the engine lift. It's officially off the bench, so it's going in the van. It's going back to the farm right now. There we go, the 780. In suspension. So that's going to get dropped back on the chassis. I'm down on my knees. And what we're doing now is I've got the David Brown back in, so got some slings around the lift. I've got the bottom bolts out of the nose cone, and I'm going to just undo these last few here, and then hopefully we're going to separate the tractor, get that up on its end because I want to have a look at the axle and the axle pin and everything underneath there, clean all the bottom up, ready, and then we'll give it a lick of primer, get the engine back on, get it back together, clutch and flywheel, etc. And then we'll see where we get from there. So let's hope it comes apart. That's all I can say, because she's been together a while. Got the 4 bottom bolts out. Where's my socket? Oh, I've lost my socket. I think that's the one. No. I'll never find that again. Where's that gone? Oh, God. That was in there, that was in there. It's got to be that one then. Yep, found it. She's here. There it is. Oh. What a weekend. We're in deep now. We've had a couple of sheared bolts stripping the front of the tractor down on the axle assembly. They sheared straight off without even saying, you know, we're over tight. We just put the thing on and they sheared off. So they must have been ready. But anyway, we're in deep. We've got the nose cone off, we've got the wheels off, we've got the axle off, and we spent most of Saturday drilling out one of these. I don't know what size it is, but it's a big bolt, and we spent most of Saturday afternoon drilling that out till we were ended up left with that bit. As you can see, we've drilled through it. We've still got the thread on. The thread is undamaged in the axle, so we can put some new bolts in. But I'll turn the camera around and show you what's happening. There's the back half of the tractor. We've got it upside down. We've got the steering bow there. That's nice and free with no play in it. Going to clean that up. That's the next job, get that cleaned up. We've got the wheels off and we've got the stub axle stripped down so we can strip the bearings out, have a look, make sure the kingpins are all right, clean all those up, get them painted, get it back together. I need to clean the underside of that up first, and then we can sort some paint out for that, because over here we got the engine hiding under this cover. There she is, all rebuilt up at Matt's workshop, ready to be lifted onto the chassis. We can't go any further with that now until it's married up with that chassis. So that is the next move. So it's all hands on deck, get that finished, get the axle back together, get it bolted on, and then we can drop the engine in and then take it from there. It's the day after Yams. We're back in the workshop, back to minus temperatures again. We had a nice day out yesterday at the Yorkshire Agricultural Machinery Show, looking around all the new stuff that we can't really afford, meeting some of the subscribers, meeting fans, you know, meeting other YouTubers. What a great day out it was. We had a great time. But back to reality. Buzzer's back on duty. He had a day off yesterday. And we're back in the workshop. What I'm going to do now is this front end, I've had it all off in pieces. I've cleaned everything, degreased it. What I'm going to do now is just put it back together dry, mocked up, because I need to move the tractor because we've got some jobs coming in for the two-post lift over the weekend. So I just need to get that back together. So I'm just going to put it all back together loose just so I can move the tractor out of the way. But it is all prepped, it is all cleaned, it is all ready. I've been through the kingpins, I've been through the front wheel bearings, and yeah, I think we're ready. So I'm just going to put it back together dry. It's got to be stripped back down again, ready for painting, but get it together and we'll get it out of the way. So let's make that happen, shall we?